Hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another drum playthrough review, except we're not doing a drum playthrough review today. We're doing a guitar playthrough review, and I am very happy about this one. Let's not forget the intro. For all you who are brand new, hi and welcome. My name is Nick. I'm a drummer, a multi-instrumentalist, and the reason why we like to do these videos is that way we can take the technique from players who are better than us, break it down to a much more easy to digest form, and ultimately use that technique that we've broken down to an easy to digest form to improve ourselves and make ourselves better musicians. And I think we have a pretty darn good set of musicians we're going to be reviewing today. So like I said before, this is going to be a little bit more focused on guitar playthrough as compared to drum playthrough. We've done a lot of drum playthroughs lately. We haven't really, taken a little bit of a detour from that to go on guitar or bass or anything else like that. And I figured today is a really great time to do that. I'm sure you guys probably have not heard of this band, more than likely. They're kind of underground still. Over by the Richmond area of Virginia, they were a local band. They were getting to be pretty well known before they had to relocate over to Tennessee. And I follow both the dudes on the Instagram and all that, and I think they're pretty darn cool musicians. I like what they got. I like their music and all that stuff, and I think it's pretty darn great. I saw them live back in October of 2022. It was a Halloween show that Shadow of Intent was playing, and they opened for Shadow of Intent. It was, by God, one of the coolest opening bands that I had ever seen, especially since in my area particularly, there's just mostly a lot of these like joke deathcore, slam, or like butt rock bands that are out there. My area in Virginia Beach does not have a lot of great local bands, I'll be honest. There's like a few, but not a lot. For a local band, I knew that these guys were going places just because they were producing some really high quality stuff that sounded really good, very nice, awesome songwriting, but they were a local band, and I already knew that these guys were going to be picking up steam pretty soon here and getting a little bit more recognition like they deserve. Well, lo and behold, they have done just that. Almost 3 months ago, they released a video. It was a guitar playthrough for one of their songs that they released. And this playthrough has racked up about 28,000 views, almost 30,000 so far at the time of filming this. The band name is Deathless, and the song we're going to be reviewing today is Neurosynthetic. I've watched this video already a couple of times, and I think that there's a lot of great things that we can take from their technique in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump right in, break down the technique that they got, and we're going to take a look at this playthrough and just see exactly what these guys have to offer, because I think there's a lot of high quality information we can learn from these fellas. Before we start though, I check my YouTube analytics as any good creator should, and only about 0.7% of you guys are actually subscribed to the channel. What are you guys doing with your lives? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. We do a lot of fun stuff and a lot of videos just like this on here. We're gonna have a lot more fun content coming your way, so stick around. It's gonna be a fun journey. All right. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna jump into this playthrough review. This is Deathless Neurosynthetic. Very high quality video as well. So first thing immediately that jumps out when I'm watching this is very excellent economy picking. Very excellent songwriting as well. Very good harmony. Very tasteful. Nice big open chords. Like honestly, when you listen to it, there's not a lot of local bands out there that are playing stuff like this. There really isn't. Especially in my area, it's absolute garbage. So I'm really sad that these guys had to relocate to Tennessee, because I would have loved to have kept seeing these guys live all the time. You'll notice too when he's playing the guitar right here, our fella here, I think his name is Jacob, he's not pressing down too hard on the strings at all when he's playing it, which is good, because you don't want to distort the note quality by pressing down too hard. So he's keeping his leads very nice and relaxed. His picking is in a very nice tight fashion. It's not using a whole lot of open, big strums or anything like that. He's keeping it nice and tight to make sure that it's very accurate and clean sounding. Now that right there, very clean leads. Very clean leads right there. You'll notice too when he's playing his leads like all over the fretboard there, which is really cool. And this shows that, these guys are not afraid to, move to a completely different part of the fretboard or anything like that. It takes a lot of confidence as a guitarist to do that, and a lot of practice and skill goes into that. Yeah, I love the sound that these guys make together. Sorry for the jump cut there. Audio just decided to cut out in the middle of the video, so we're going to just skip right ahead and right to here, and we're going to do it. Very nice heavy riff too right there. And very good sweep picking. I like the lead lines as well that they're choosing. It's a very good melodic choice. Very nice and tasteful. And very good economy picking, very good placement of the notes and everything, very good songwriting. Because these guys are definitely going places. It's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. One thing I will say before we continue on with the breakdown and all that of this playthrough, whenever you see a local band that's like this, where they're putting out super high quality content, super high quality music and stuff like that, probably the best thing that you can do that'll help them get on the map is continue to support them. If you don't follow them, follow them. If you have friends who like the same kind of music as you do, then, you know, tell them about this guy, you know, tell them about your friend's project or whatnot that you found. Tell them about this local band. All that stuff helps, because that's how you get all these bands that are out there like Obscura and Necrophagus and stuff like that. It all started at grassroots, and then people from the grassroots started supporting them so that way they could build up to be who they are today. So go ahead and give these guys a follow. Go ahead and check out their social medias and all that, and we're going to jump into the review. All right, well, the first thing that we're going to talk about in this review, what an absolutely phenomenal job. Shout out to Jacob and Connor of Deathless. Those guys are absolutely sick. I think that their playthrough was very well done, very efficient guitar playing at that. That's one thing I will stress highly. There's not a lot of local bands out there, like I will say, that can play to their level, and the fact that these guys are a local band is what shocks me the most, because they're putting out music that sounds very professional. It sounds very well produced. It sounds very well written. It sounds like something that a very elite level band would put out. I definitely think that you guys should definitely be following them if you're not already. They're a fantastic band, I swear. And live, they're also just as good. Our fellow there, Connor with the long hair, he actually also sings at the same time that he plays all that stuff. So just keep that in mind. That's a lot of skill that goes into that. But let's break down the technique, why don't we? Economy picking. Really good economy picking right there. It's very efficient. In general, good economy picking mixed with good hand coordination as well on the fretboard leads to some really good combinations you can come up with. And again, one thing I will stress as well is, if you notice when they're playing on the fretboard, when they're playing a note, they're not pressing down too hard on the string and depressing that note and then changing the note quality thereof. So let's take a look at an example. Say, for example, let's do like a chord progression right here. Right? If I'm playing, say, for example, this chord right here, we'll start on the 3rd fret, D standard tuning. That's how I play every single riff of mine. If I was to press down very hard on the fretboard, you hear how that changes the note quality, and it changes how it sounds out of tune. That's the problem that you can get when you're pressing down too hard on your strings, because you are, at the end of the day, instead of playing a note like that, you might get a note that's kind of like that and it's out of tune, and it's actually changing how your song sounds. And ultimately, not only that, but it tires you out as well, because you're using all these extra muscles along your forearm in order to press down extra hard on that fretboard. You're wasting calories and you're wasting energy, and that's not good because that can affect your endurance. You can avoid this just by doing this one simple trick. I swear to God, it really does help. And this is something especially for beginner guitarists. This is vital, and you need to keep on practicing this and not practice, pressing down too hard on the strings or anything like that. Try and get as close to the fret as you can with your finger. And now just hold your finger without pressing down or anything like that. Hold your finger above that fret and just strike. You're not going to get a note or anything like that. You're going to get kind of a bad harmonic. Now just press down until you get a note and there's no buzz from the fret. Once you hear that buzz go away, that's as hard as you need to press down. You don't need to press down any harder than that. That's how you should fret every single note. And you can definitely tell by the style that these guys were playing, and just by the way that these guys were playing, how their note quality wasn't deformed in any way when they were playing some of these lead lines or even some of the other technical riffs. That's because you can tell these guys have put in years and years and years of practice in order to get to the play quality that they have today. So my advice would be for all the beginning guitarists out there, if you're seeing a playthrough like this and you're thinking, dang, why can't I be as good as these guys? Why can't I get sounds like these guys? Just remember that it takes years and years of practice in order to get there. So don't be in too much of a rush. Now, when I say that, that doesn't mean don't practice. Absolutely, you should be practicing all the time as much as you can. At least for, I'd say, 10 minutes a day. That's like kind of the sweet spot right there. If you can at least get 10 minutes of practice in a day, that's what helps store it into muscle memory according to research that's been done. When you are practicing, one thing that will help you to ultimately achieve better results is to practice perfect technique. Sure, you can practice and you can practice at high speeds or anything like that, and it could all sound really nice and cool to you, but at the end of the day, if you're practicing at high speeds and you're practicing imperfect technique, that can affect your playing tremendously, and that might make you develop a sound that's not exactly what you want to hear, because it can affect how your notes sound, it can affect how your writing goes and everything like that, and ultimately it could affect your endurance and your hand stamina and all that as well, because you don't want to end up causing yourself any problems like carpal tunnel or anything like that in the future. So when you are practicing, make sure you're practicing things slow at first. Practice perfect technique so that way you don't have to go back and relearn everything later. If you don't want to get guitar lessons, which I do highly recommend, if you are trying to be a guitarist, get guitar lessons. That will ultimately help you. But if you're trying to be self-taught, look up videos online from reputable sources, not places like howto.com and stuff like that, but look up genuine, reputable sources for playing guitar and learning how to play guitar, and just try and learn one thing at a time. Don't try and learn 50 different things at a time. You're not going to be able to, as soon as you pick up a guitar, learn how to sweep pick. Learn the basics first, master those to an expert level, and then continue to move forward. So yeah, what an absolutely phenomenal job by the guys in Deathless. Absolutely phenomenal technique, really good economy picking, really good hand motion and everything like that. Everything was really well planned out and coordinated very nicely. I like that. And definitely, you guys should give these fellas a follow. I know they got music that's coming out soon, and they've been putting in a lot of hours and grinding a whole lot. So definitely check those fellas out. It's going to be a nice band that you're going to like to see. And with all that being said, y'all, that's the end of this video. So thanks for tuning in and stopping by. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share your comments down below on what you thought of the Deathless playthrough. I thought it was pretty sick personally, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. So let me know what you guys think. And other than that, don't forget to check out the other videos I got on my channel and all the other content that I got. And with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. So cheers and have a great rest of your night.